I've never done anything like this before, where I guess you would call it a commentary. Oh, I'm right in it. And I kind of went in here with like little to no topics, so I really don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I don't really know what inspired me to try this, just because I felt like it, I guess. Maybe it could be a good way to say how my videos are coming along, but for the sake of convenience, I'm gonna assume that you don't know me. Alright then, good start. I'm not sure which channel I'll upload this to, but I make videos. Some simple videos. They're nothing special. They're decent. It's mostly to make my friends laugh. They're nothing, they're not really highly produced. They're kind of just a hobby of mine. But, overall, I'm happy with, like, what I do with them. But I do get pressured to make them a bit. But I like making them. It's fun. Oh my god, there's my change. But, for the sake of understanding, I am nothing special when it comes to making those things. Anyone could do it. It just requires a tiny bit of practice and some inspiration. I recommend everyone should try it at least once. But hopefully I can think of things to talk about. Maybe I'll cut it up, but I want to try to do this all in one take. But there's already a bit of dead air because this game requires a lot of my focus. I've been really into this game recently. I've always liked it. I played it on Xbox, like on release. I still have the disc, but at the same time, I always thought it'd be more fun to play this on PC if I ever got good at playing PC FPS, and thankfully I have, and now I'm actually decent at this game. There's a Twitch streamer. I need him dead. But I've been really into this game recently. I've always liked Titanfall. At least Titanfall 2. I played Titanfall 1 a little bit, but I really like it. I don't want this video to be all about gushing over this game, because I think it'd be a bit obnoxious for people to... I don't think my friends would even want to watch it if it's just me saying, like, buy Titanfall 2. Which you should, but I don't want to make it an advertisement. But I don't know if I'm going to do videos like this too often. They're kind of just a thing I wanted to see if I could actually like have the charisma to do alone. I'm usually a person who's much better at bouncing off others rather than doing my own thing. But maybe I can pull it off if I'm in the right state of mind or something. At the moment, I don't think I'm doing that great of a job, but at the same time, I could just cut it up and it'll seem like I'm doing a good job. I'm proud of what I make. It's okay. It's decent stuff. And if I get comfortable doing this sort of shit, I'll maybe do it more. If this gets like a decent amount of attention, whether from my friends or random people. I feel like I could enjoy this if I get into the groove, and maybe if I was playing something that didn't require 100% of my focus or something. Like, I could just try to play this more casually if I really try, but at the same time I can't. It's just the nature of the game. It's just very high action, high octane movement. You're thinking about a million things every second. I don't want to go into a run-on fucking sentence. I don't want to say again, like, oh yeah, I make videos. It's just what I do. How did you know I was there? Guess it's just predictable, huh? But I don't know. I've always had an affinity. I've always had an affinity for commentary type videos. I feel like the people who do them are always interesting enough people. Maybe not like the most creative, but they clearly like what they do. Wow. I survived a lot longer than I thought I could. So I kind of wanted to try one of those videos for myself. It's nothing that I'm like ever wanted to do. I don't ever want to try to be like a big success on YouTube. You know, I'm not that type of personality. I don't think I'm funny enough. At least not alone. I don't think I could do it. But it's not to say I don't enjoy certain aspects of doing this. What the fuck am I being hit by? Oh, a cluster missile. Damn. That was a good move by that North Star. I didn't go into this with any sort of plan. I kind of just thought about some stuff at work where like, oh yeah, I could talk about some things, but it all kind of boiled down to me wanting to talk about Titanfall a lot, but I don't want to do that. Because I feel like people will be bored of it pretty fast.
Brilliant move, pilot. Now take it down. Titans are not easy. Good takedown, pilot. Your Titan is ready, pilot. Stand by for Titanfall.
Got him. That was pretty good. I totally forgot I was talking. Shit. And even though I know, I don't know what to talk about. Oh, come on, I got him. Okay. I think this is a solid test recording. It gets me in the mindset of trying to do this because I'm not used to this sort of thing whatsoever. I'm not the type of person who's good at talking to a nameless individual, no less doing it and trying to play a game like this. This was an okay test recording. It wasn't anything special. I don't think I can cut it up to even make like a 3-minute video of any kind that's interesting. Not to mention I'm still in the mindset of I don't talk to random people, I talk to my friends. I don't think this is for me. I think I had like rose-tinted glasses for what this would be like, but I can't. I'm just not a personality of any kind. I can't think of what to say. We'll keep this recording just in case though. Maybe I'll try it another day when I'm feeling myself a little more. Maybe with a game that I can focus or turn my brain off a little more. Upon closer inspection of the thing I just recorded, I didn't do all that bad. I did okay. Definitely a lot of dead air, but I'm gonna get over that and I'm just gonna cut it up anyway. Obviously, because you watched it. Fucking dumbass. And I'm gonna just kind of talk about the game a little more because, you know, I'm kind of holding myself back from talking about it. I think I did okay. So I'm just gonna try to talk about a little more about Titanfall. Just a little more. So for any of my friends who are watching this, I'm gonna kind of explain some of the movement tech, just in case, you know, you're not adept at it or anything. But there's some basic core concepts. So obviously you have wall running, boost your speed. You have wall running, boost your speed, and you'll notice when you hit the ground, when you sprint, you kind of feel sluggish almost. So like when you jump off a wall, you're moving pretty fast. Then you hit the ground, move real slow. And if you even watched the last recording, obviously you'd know that I don't do that. I don't hit the ground like that, I slide. But you don't want to just slide because you'll eventually slow down back to the same speed you would be at normally. So what you do is you slide and jump, and you want to go into that mindset of you always want to land into a slide, then a jump. And you kind of just want to bunny hop. It's called slide hopping. The next thing that I should probably mention is like, actually I don't know what the next thing I should mention is. But you can jump off walls like immediately. This helps preserve momentum a little more and gets actually more speed. And chaining all these together is the key to getting good shit. This game runs in the Source engine. So that means if you've ever played CSGO, when you jump in the air and you hold the direction you strafe, you actually can move in that direction. It's kind of like, I'll describe it a little better. When you jump forward and you hold, say I'm turning right, you hold D on the keyboard. Come on now. Come on now. Okay. And you hold D on the keyboard and you move your mouse to the right. You do that. Now in CSGO you can like flick 180 like pretty fast if you get good at it. But in this game it's pretty modest for how much you have. But when you're moving at top speeds, it's best to do movements like that where you kind of strafe left and right and don't hold W. It's really difficult to get into the mood of doing, but it's mainly useful for if you need to move in the air, that's how you do it. You press the direction you're strafing and you strafe in that direction. I don't really know what else to talk about, at least in regards to the movement. There's a few things, like specific stuff, like the grappling hook that I love to use, and also I'm playing this a lot more casually now, so I can think a little bit more. The key to being good at Titanfall's movement is just slide hopping a lot and shit. I'm gonna go with the grapple so I can show you how that works. And wall running whenever you can. It keeps your movement pretty ambiguous, so you can just kind of run around and do whatever you want. And the grappling hook. If you ever played Apex, works just like Pathfinder's. I played Apex, so I really wanted to learn how the grappling hook worked, and when I did, it was really fun to get good at doing some simple stuff like this. I thought I grabbed that one, that sucks. Yeet. My Titan, good opportunity to try to get some Monarch tips in. So Monarch, a very cool Titan. I really like them. They're easily one of the most unique by far. You can pick all your stats, or not stats, your equipment. It basically has a loadout, which is a lot different than any other Titan who has a fixed loadout. But for me, it's pretty cool. I like this Titan a lot. Oh shit! I like this Titan a whole lot. Their whole game plan's much more interesting to me than any of the others. The game plan of Monarch is you wanna... It's unfortunate that I lost him so fast because of a Scorch in close range. The game plan of Monarch is you want to try to get in people's face. You want to be really aggressive, so that's why it's kind of a shit beginner choice. It's like really rough to be in a position where you can be like, oh yeah, I'll just walk right up into this guy's face and kill them, especially if you Scorch or something. It's rough. Bitch. Bitch. There we go. Damn. But yeah, Monarch's game plan, you want to use all of your abilities. They're all extremely useful. It's difficult to get in a mindset of like managing everything. It kind of looks like button mashing when you play against one of them, but it actually is a little bit more than that. It's like intelligent button mashing. Intelligent button mashing. You're monitoring every little thing, like all your skills on cooldown, when you can rearm, when your dashes are available, the positioning of all the Titans, everything in general. It's just a really satisfying thing to get good at. I've heard someone describe it as it really makes you feel like you're piloting a fucking a ton killing machine or something. It really makes you feel like you're really makes you feel like you're Spider-Man. It's really satisfying to get good at Monarch. I highly recommend it if you can get good at it. If you're really bad at Monarch, it'll feel like the Titan sucks. It's just terrible. And if you are terrible with Monarch, you should play something else. Play Tone. Tone's super easy, and you get just mad value out of playing it. Ooh, that was close. Alright, time to get into Monarch. Haha! That's the second Titanfall kill of my recording session. Except that time I was on Titan. But Monarch's game plan, you want to use the energy siphon to slow them down and to get some shields to give you a differential. I missed it, but you get the point. One good tip that you can do, you can just kind of get really aggressive. Just run right at the Titan. And you get... oh. Well, where'd he go? Oh, he's right there. Didn't even see him. Thought he was a piece of scrap. Another thing, shoot the minions anytime you get a chance. When you're not killing Titans, just kill minions. You get meter from it and everything. It's really extremely helpful. But your game plan is Monarch, you want overcore in your kit almost 100% of the time. It's extremely good to be able to have 20% down on every single upgrade that you do. In the upgrade system, you have 3 different ults. Each tier increases. The best ones, in my opinion, are Missile Racks, Maelstrom, and something else. I forgot what it's called. Here's the game plan of Monarch. Get real close, get right up in there. The electric smoke. You do this, energy siphon, rearm, move in closer, energy siphon, missiles, shoot a little bit, melee. Now, if he wasn't here to steal it, I would have had him killed, and I would have had an easy thing. I get this anyway, so I have batteries like I wanted, but it's great. It goes without saying, you definitely want the kill thing, whatever it's called. The thing where you can rip the battery out of them. You want that because it gives you more core recharge rate and it gives you the ability to execute and get batteries. And in my experience, when you get good at Monarch, you can get those executes extremely reliably. But Monarch, easily my favorite Titan because of the game plan they have, the method which they have to kill enemies.
Keep going, 6-4. We're winning this thing.
But I do also love Tone. I played a lot of Tone when I was on Xbox. But okay, I need to stop saying that. But to fill up fucking space, it's obnoxious. Alright. He's a Ronin, so he wants to get me close to me. That's his game plan. Yeet. I don't know how you get big jumps like that. I actually have no idea how you pull those off, but you can. But, oh yeah, I picked Grapple to show you how Grapple works. Okay. Grapple. It's a amazing kit. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You can do crazy swings. Like, it's so good. You can just grab onto that and just yeet yourself all the way over here. And all of a sudden, you're like fucking halfway across the map and you're behind the enemy lines. It's sick. The only real issue... The only real issue is the learning curve of figuring out how it works. The way you make it work is you can hook onto things, and when you hook onto them, you keep it on the left, or on whatever side of the screen that it's on. You want to keep it kind of like, if this is where the grappling hook is, or this. If that's where the grappling hook is, you want it right there at all times on the side of your screen. A high FOV really helps for this. But see how I'm keeping it there and I'm not delatching? You can always press the ability to take it off, but it kind of feels like it slows down when you do that. But it's extremely good when you learn how to do it just right, and you can fling yourself across the map. And I've heard that it actually breaks hit registration if you do it just right. So you're able to kind of swing for free if you do it really fast. But grappling hook, one of my favorite abilities. The only real issue is I'm not like great at it. I don't like I'm not like adept at doing it like on a whim. I've seen people who do it like really cool, like clips with it and everything, but I can't quite do it. I'm feeling a lot more comfortable when I actually have something to talk about. It's really funny. I'm able to like actually fill up the dead air. I think this could actually work almost decently as like a full recording. There's definitely parts I want to cut because I did definitely run on a little bit, but for the most part, doing all right. I'm even talking during this screen, which I didn't before. I kind of used it as an opportunity to calm down. I'm gonna slow my road on talking about Titanfall a little more because that was a lot of information. Probably helpful to somebody out there, but definitely not what I imagine, you know, a lot of my friends want to hear, or even random person who clicks on a generic commentary video wants to hear. Yeah. But I'm shit, don't know what to talk about. I never even mentioned my name. My name is, well, that's my screen name. It's Canti, which is the robot from FLCL. And it is pronounced Canti, not Canti, like most people. It doesn't bother me, though. I'm fine with it. It's way better than the name I used to have on Xbox, which was Renock11. Renock11 is just my real name backwards, Connor, spelled with a K. I didn't think of that name, by the way. My mom thought of it, and I just stuck with it because it was funny. Or not funny, just because I felt like it. I didn't actually mind the name that much. It was pretty unique, and I could always secure it every single time. It's still on like most of my profiles, but the issue is that no one could say the name. Like, no one ever knew how to like say it in like a game. I'd play like ranked Siege, and then some guy would be like, Ragnarok, and fucking it would just be embarrassing because I wouldn't know how to do anything or how to say shit. It would be really obnoxious to have people say like a fucking dumb version of my name or get it so wrong that I couldn't even understand who was talking to me. Eventually, I started thinking different ones. I had the name Sigma for a while. That was there was no real reason behind it other than like I couldn't think of anything. I'm like, Sigma sounds cool. It's very simple, very good. And I could just put numbers at the end of it. I got tired of having numbers at the end of the name because it just looks tacky. It makes me feel like I'm, you know, not as professional as I could be, even though I'm not a professional. I'm literally just I mean, look at that. I just died from a fucking... It's not pistol, never mind, I'm an idiot. I always thought numbers at the end of names looked very not as cool as numberless names. Look at that guy. Slime Party with a Y. It's creative. Oh, fucking... I didn't even know what he killed me with. And it happened to be that. Oh no. One of my friends couldn't be bothered by seeing that thing. But I eventually settled on having Sigma for a long time. I just dealt with it because it was a decent name, sounded cool, people knew what it said, but I didn't like the common nature of the name. Like, I couldn't get it on Xbox even with misspellings and stuff because some goober who fucking got it way back in the day and hasn't played for years still keeps it under lock and key. That idiot. But I eventually, my friend Vinny, great friend of mine, known him for years, he eventually got into the habit, or what am I saying?
Come on, we can still win this.
He eventually gave me the idea of just be named Canti because we just watched FLCL and really enjoyed it. We watched it before, like, or actually I don't think he did, but me and my friend watched it before. Jacob, another amazing friend of mine. I've known him for a long time. Xbox friend though. It's pretty cool. I shouldn't call him Xbox friend. He's just an internet friend of mine. But I've known Vinny for years, and he told me, oh, why don't you just be named Canti? Because my profile picture at the time, might be a profile picture on one of my other YouTube channels, it's a dude with a TV for a head. Speaking of which, that profile picture is from a random dude who just took those pictures on Twitter, and I could not find him for the life of me. I went through my likes, like thousands of likes that I had on Twitter, just to find that thing to get the pictures again. And that does not have that many likes for how well shot that is, so I don't remember who made it. I don't think he actually is like a full English speaker or anything. I don't know. Point is, I remember seeing that and I was like, wow, that's just amazing. It's like precisely my style, my color scheme, everything. So I just kind of adopted it. I'll try to figure out who made it again. I think I'll be able to look for it one more time. I should have retweeted it or something so I could find it easier because my likes are just filled with a bunch of stuff. But Vinny told me your name wanted to just be called Canti. I didn't hate that idea. The issue was I thought it would be way too common of a name. And I was kind of right. It's a pretty common name, but not that common. It's mostly other people trying to think of a different clever way to put a spin on it. Haha, got him. Oh, I love this interaction every time that happens in Titanfall. It's something you don't see in like any other game where you both are in the air like really high up just because of an event. I eventually took the name just because it was cool, but I needed a way to change it because obviously I can't take Canti everywhere. Some places don't have it. So I thought of different things. I remember very vividly, I was at work, I was trying to think of like good names that I could use. I immediately was like, well, alliteration's always a good way to go, right? Having two different things. So maybe, I don't know, what's a good C word? Oh, like maybe I can make it so it's like, you know, like a phrase. So it's like, call me Canti. And I immediately was bothered because that's just copying Call Me Carson's shit. So I didn't do that. So I settled on the name just Canti as if I'm not a special person, which I'm not. I like that name a lot. It's very good. I don't use it everywhere. I'll use Canti if it's available, but just Canti's really good. And I have a million other variants that I could use as well, that I could also say. So if anyone decides to start taking that name in random places, go fuck yourself. I have many different ways to change it. I've actually been doing pretty well. As long as I can think of things to talk about, I'm very comfortable talking to no one in particular. Oh, it's kind of just like me talking to myself. I talk about this sort of shit just by myself all the time, because I feel like talking. And I just get my thoughts out. I think that's exactly why I think I would like this. Shit. Call Titan, stim to heal myself. Just gonna run around to survive, get my Titan. Alright, I'm gonna play this time. I'm going to... I described my game plan before. Doesn't matter. Don't want to talk about Titanfall as much. Ooh, 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 ooh. Alright. Oh, if this video does well, by the way, because I think I'm not doing a horrible job. I think if someone watches it, gets through the first test recording, and watches this part, they might actually be like, oh, this guy has a bit of an interesting backstory and stuff. Or backstory, but like an interesting... He's at least being interesting. I don't know what else to say. If you enjoy it in any meaningful way, I'll do more. Just like, literally give it any attention. Like, I don't know. Like, give it 5 likes. I could probably achieve that with just my friends alone. If you people enjoy this, maybe I'll try it in some other game. I would like to do one in Beat Saber. If I see even one comment that says do a Beat Saber commentary thingy, I'll fucking do it, because I love Beat Saber. I played that so much. I'm close to like 100 hours. I've only recently gotten comfortable calling myself good at it, because it's just like, because I've been progressively getting better and better and better at it over time, so it feels like an extremely gradual progression of like being good at the game, as opposed to other, you know, like other games where like I'm naturally good. I was doing well, but had someone come into my room. It's no big deal. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, something about Beat Saber. For me, in Beat Saber, it's been such a natural progression. Just like, I play one song, I'm bad at it. I play it a little more, I'm good at it. Play a little more, I can maybe full combo it sometimes. I've really enjoyed, like, the game in general, though. Like, there's something about the flow and the stuff on it. Just the general, like, energy it gives off. It's so fucking good. It's a satisfying game to get good at. It's a game I'd recommend to like anyone who's interested in VR. It's so fucking fun. I'll also do VR commentaries. That should be fun too. Like just any other random ass VR game. Like I could imagine the amount of personality I can inject into like playing like a VR shooter. But at the same time, I'd never play multiplayer games like that. I have a weird aversion to playing games that are multiplayer like often. I don't know why. Or like, it's a weird way to put it, because I'm playing one right now, but I don't like playing games like to get used to the idea of doing like a new multiplayer game always feels awkward to me, especially if it's one where like I have to talk to people. Like Pavlov is like one of those games where, you know, you want to communicate with your friends and stuff, but it just feels so awkward to me. Like I just feel so wrong doing it. I'm not a very confident person when it comes to talking to random people, as the first recording of this, or the first part of the recording of this should probably show. I'm not a very confident person. At least when it comes to that. I have a lot of things I need to work on in general when it comes to me. I have a lot of shortcomings, I guess is the good word to put. Bro. Okay. I have a lot of issues that I have to work out. No, nothing like emotional. I'm not a very emotional person whatsoever. I'm a very I guess I would put it as like logical. I'm very like a realist or something. I don't know what the phrase would be, but I'm like I'm weird. I keep stopping in the middle of recordings to put them into a timeline and listen to what I'm doing. I think I'm doing a pretty good job. That last 2 matches were really good, except for the part where I talked about Titanfall for an entire one, but I'm sure someone will like it. But I left off on personal issues. I should probably elaborate more so I don't sound like a depressed bastard. I'm gonna wait till the sequence ends. So I'm not depressed. That's 100% for sure. I'm not sad about much of anything. That was a weird flip around. That looked really odd. I'm not necessarily sad about things. I feel like maybe one thing I am sad about is I feel like I'm going nowhere fast. You know, like the most interesting thing I could think of in the first test recording was like, I make YouTube videos. I wasn't even all that like proud of them either. You know, I talk about them like, yeah, they're okay. I do like what I make. That does stand true. Like I like what I do. My friends laugh at it. That's enough for me. But I definitely, me and that guy had the exact same game plan. I'm not depressed or anything. But yeah, I don't have an interesting life. My basic routine is literally like every day. I wake up, if I have work, I get annoyed that I have to go to work, but overall, it's not bad. I only work 4 hours. I don't have much of an interesting job. I just face shelves. And if you don't know what that is, just make them look pretty. That's literally it. It's very boring. I've gotten used to it. They let me use my headphones at work. That's amazing. It was a lifesaver once I found out that was a thing I could do, because it meant that the boring job all of a sudden got interesting because I could listen to stuff, whether it be my music or like people talking. Listen to all of a bunch of podcasts and stuff doing that. Speaking of podcasts, listen to Sleepycast. It's so good. If you're fine with people being really, maybe not raunchy is the right word, edgy, but not even that edgy, it's just the way they are. But back to me, my issues. It's mostly just like stuff that I know is a problem, you know, like I argue too much, I get annoyed at things often, like Vinny plays a specific way, I get really annoyed at why he's doing that, and then like because I can't, I said before, I'm not an emotional person. I can't register when something is like a personal problem, like a human error, because I feel like I'm a little bit more robotic. Like I think I hear a lot of people, especially in the other servers I'm in, the people I used to know, you know, they're all like, we're kind of just good friends and we talk and laugh it up. I've only met these people in the past like little while, and they're all extremely emotional people. Like they're very like just in that sort of mindset of they like, you know, they like their friends and they have relationships and shit, and the way they act is so different than the way I do. I find it really difficult to connect with them a lot of the time unless we're doing something together. Overall though, like they're great people. I like, they're really cool. Well, I can't really say that I don't like any of them. Some of them have issues, obviously. My friends have issues, and I'm literally talking about mine. But overall, they're fine. They're cool people. I just wish I could play more stuff with them. But yeah, I have big problems like connecting with people in those sorts of ways, because like I'm just not a person who's like felt passionate. Like I feel like I get most of my motivation from just doing something. It's why I play Titanfall the way I do. Like I'm not playing it relaxed or casually. I'm playing not necessarily best I can, but trying to play well, because when I get a good clip, I feel satisfied, as opposed to other people who might play it. Like Vinny, he plays it in a way where he's just having fun. He rides my Titan like half the match and just enjoys doing that the entire time. And he'll bottom frag, but he'll say he had fun, because, you know, moving around in this game is just one of the inherent fun things. I completely keep stepping away from my issues. I'm sure there's a lot of people, especially my friends, who want to hear about that. But I'm well aware of a lot of things that I have problems with. Like, I'm a person who loves to argue, but like for the wrong reasons, I guess. I like to prove people wrong, but even though sometimes I'm blatantly wrong, I just can't admit that I'm right, or I can't admit that I'm wrong because I just feel like I'm an idiot. I feel like I've been wronged or something. So a lot of time that happens where I just feel like kind of cheated, where I'm like, this is not fair, I should not have been told this. Shit. It sucks. It's a problem I'm well aware of. It's something I really struggle to stop with, especially when talking to someone like Vinny. It's really difficult to like see him make a play in a game, and I can tell him like, dude, that was really bad, and he knows it's bad. It's just he panics. I can't do anything about it though, because in my mind I don't panic. I don't go into a situation where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lose because I'm literally just playing weird because my brain doesn't handle this situation well. It's literally just like my brain will maybe get overloaded with information where it's like, oh, there's 5 Titans in front of me and I have nothing on cooldown to save me. I'm fucked, and I'll just like kind of play to the best of my ability, but it'll really be like chaotic. I won't do much with it. But I don't know, I think I'm making strides, and if anything I feel like I'm getting a little worse at like trying to deal with those sorts of issues. But I don't know. I know my friends enjoy me when I'm not being a total shitter. I hope anyone who's watching this is actually enjoying this. because I don't know if it's even that interesting. I'm sure the whole, I know I have issues part, I'm sure like my friends will really like be impressed that I can actually talk about that, because I don't talk about these sort of issues unless it's like really late at night with my friends. Like when it's late at night, I become more of a laid-back person. I think it's when I get my most, maybe emotional is the wrong word, but the most like personal. I'm able to talk to people in a much more interesting way.
That's how you do it, pilot.
But that often is, I don't get tons of time to talk to my friends like that, just because recently my sleep schedule's been completely fucked.
Now that's what I call a
I get back to talking to work, I guess. Fuck you. Actually, no, like I said earlier, my life's pretty boring. I don't have anything to talk about when it comes to my work. I don't talk to anyone there. I don't do anything interesting while I'm there. The only most interesting thing I can think of when I talk about work is like, I don't know. And I don't know, just nothing. My whole life feels like that, going nowhere fast, like I said. Don't have any plans for the future. A lot of people say what they want to be when they grow up. I've had those dreams and they got, not ripped away. I just kind of grew up and I'm like, yeah, that's a dumb dream. Not gonna do that. It's like my realist personality where it's just I'm not an emotional person. I'm based on logic. It sucks. I've gotten so used to the way I am though. Like I'm very, very comfortable with just a person I am in general. It's not necessarily confidence. It's just I accept what I have. I'm just like, yeah. Trying to think of other stuff to talk about other than being a depressed boy, even though I'm not depressed, like I said before. Alright, let's show you the Monarch game plan once again. You boost, boop, bop, bam, bada bop, boom, bam, boop, bop, bam, bop, 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 bam, boost, bam, 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 ooh. Oh boy. I'm in a bit of a tough spot. This is exactly the kind of situation where, I don't panic. I'm just playing as best as I can with the cards I got. And I think I'm doing pretty fucking well.
Friendly Titan attacking your target.
He can melee me. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. I was like, yep, do the Monarch game for that. I totally got that in the bag. Yeah. I guess I should wrap it up. I mean, like, I went into this with kind of the intention of I didn't have a way to wrap up the last recording. And to advance on the parts where I talked about more personal stuff. Because it's not something my friends get to hear very much, and I'm sure a lot of people are probably, I wouldn't say they're going to be impressed, but they'll be kind of maybe shocked that like a person who doesn't have any real personal videos starts talking about this sort of shit just off the cuff. But because I'm just comfortable with this sort of thing, I don't feel embarrassed about any of it. That was lucky, jeez. But if you like this sort of shit, I'll do more of it for sure. I think I'll start doing it in a way where, like, at points where I would normally just kind of do this by myself, like just talk to myself about random ass subjects, I might just turn on a game and just play and try to get those, like, urges and shit out. Like, it's never personal stuff. It's always stupid shit. It's always dumb arguments with my own brain. But I like those sort of topics and stuff. Yeet. Oh, that was my teammate. Doesn't hurt them, but definitely not ideal. Oh. But I definitely think I enjoy this sort of stuff as long as I recognize where my strengths are. Oh my god, am I gonna get out? Aw. I know this video is a little long, which was unintentional. I genuinely thought I was gonna make this just a 10-minute little bit and like just kind of talk about it a little bit, but it turns out like just not. I'm just like have a lot of thoughts in my head that I didn't even realize I had. Except for that one entire match with Titanfall. I don't know if anyone, and I don't know if you guys enjoyed that or were annoyed by it, but it doesn't really matter, because fuck you, it's my video. Oh, the Monarch game plan, exactly. Well, he's winning at it for sure. Oh god, that guy's trying to snipe me. I think he goes wrong. I just need to admit I'm wrong more. Like, when it comes to talking to people, or trying to understand that some people are just not wired the same way I am. Because like I said, you know, panic situations where like I'm in a tense spot, I just try to do what I can with the situation, but some of my friends, they just can't. They just don't, they aren't wired to be like, oh yeah. Yeah. Well, Epilogue. That's fair. I think I did well. Shockingly. I didn't think I was going to do well. I thought it was going to be kind of a ham-fisted, thrown together, kind of clip it and ship it sort of deal. But I did. I think I made some interesting statements and topics, especially about myself. I'm sure a lot of people will be interested to see the origins of some of the stuff. But sure, if you actually like this, I have a few YouTube channels. I have one where it's more of a personal thing, where it's kind of like all my produced stuff that I wouldn't say is high quality, but it's fun. It's good shit. It's like a really low budget version of like, you know, generic YouTube channels, subtitling stuff like fits sort of deal. If that's your sort of thing and you want to see like that, then you could talk to those people and stuff. Oh, he's gonna die. But if you like that sort of stuff, then all power to you. You can watch my stuff all you want. It doesn't matter. And if you want, you can even join our Discord servers. I'm pretty sure on one of our YouTube channels, there's a link at the top or something. It says Cancer Discord, spelled with a K because my name's spelled with a K. Haha, funny stuff. But if you want more of these, I can do them. And my next video should be out the first of the next month, by the way, because it's pretty fucking close to being done. If anything, it's basically done. But I could use this time to make more, so that's why it's not shipped yet. So if that makes you sad, go fuck yourself.